good evening, 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 good evening. And welcome to game night on Thursday, the 19th of February. How you're all doing? Lovely to have you here. Hope you're keeping well. Oh, it's wet, isn't it? It's well wet. Oh, hello, game. Wake up. There we go. People coming to join. Look who I have got here. I have got Captain Popper. Oh, here he is. Captain Popper, co-host tonight. Say hello, everyone. Say hello to everyone, Captain Popper. Do you want to see Big Cam Captain Popper? I think we should. There's Big Cam Captain Popper. Unicorn room code there in the chat if you need them. It's Big Dog. Hello, Big Dog. And how are you? Mwah. Are you recovered from your injury of yore? Are you recovered? Oh, let's see if the levels are fixed. Yeah, they are. Here's a message from our sponsor, the Lupine One.
I hope you wouldn't mind me having the World Club Challenge on in picture, but I'm doing my duty as a northerner.
What? You have the World Cup Challenge on in picture. Oh, no. You crack on, Lupine. Thank you for the 67 months, my dude. Hope you're keeping well. Yes, I have got Stream Pupper with me. Oh, rugby ball. That's one of those sport games, isn't it? Oh, I'm just having a little cuddle with my dog. Isn't he cute? Good evening. Right, go back to your basket. Good puppy. And we'll let you out from beyond the green screen later on, but I'll keep you here for now because you always get wild whenever I say hello to everyone. It means I'm slightly lopsided tonight, but that's just something I have to come to peace with. Anyway, how are you all doing? Hope you had a good weekend. I was obviously away last on Saturday just gone, off with my went to see my brother and his wife and their little girl Eva, and we had a wonderful time. Just at a little Airbnb out in Kent, and yeah, it was good to take a bit of a break and decompress. Here's a message from our sponsor Kamikaze.
Quote the bear from the Addams Family.
Fish indeed. Thank you for the 38 months, Kamikaze. My goodness me. Tremendous support. Thank you very much indeed. But yes, I'm back now and making up for lost time a little bit. And before all that, here's a message from our sponsor, Puzzle Dan.
Oh, hi, all. It's time for Herrings of the Red Kind.
Herrings of the Red Kind indeed. Thank you for the 100 bits there, Dan. Hope you're keeping well, my dude. Yeah, so I'm back in action from tonight, and we're making up for lost time. Danger Zone was supposed to be tonight on the schedule, but because I missed Saturday, where we were meant to have Risky Business and Apex, Red Herrings was supposed to be tonight, so Red Herrings is still tonight. Bamboozle got moved to last Thursday. Danger Zone didn't have a writer assigned, so it sort of all worked out by having two slightly longer Thursday streams. We've been able to reschedule those Saturday ones. So, tonight's agenda. Red Herrings, to start us off, as written by Oni. Very many thanks to him. We'll then be having some Risky Business, courtesy of JR, and many thanks to Stimpson for proofing that one. And then, towards the end of the stream, brand new format, first full feature format for a long time. New feature format. So we did have DEFCON, but that's sort of turned into a sort of a mid-time game now. So yeah, but first feature length format. It's a short feature length format we've discovered. But yeah, first one for a long time. We did play it on Christmas Day. It's undergone some changes since then. Many thanks to the people who did feedback, and of course to the little beta squad that I had in Ash's server on Tuesday night, I think. We went through and we've made some more changes to that. So looking forward to seeing how that plays out and if you all get on with it. We've got questions written by Shadowmane and proofed by Toots. So that's going to be coming up a little bit later on this evening. I'm hoping it's going to play well. I'm hoping you're going to enjoy what you see. It's a sort of fast-paced things, borrows elements from a game you may be familiar with if you know our great friend Topper. But I'll say more about that a little bit later on this evening. Let me say hello to you all. Good evening to JR and SJ, Fetz and Stilgar, Lupine and Brisbane, Shapes and Lewis, Toot and Stimpson, ABB, Flyboy, Samster, Reneka, Grammar, Kamikaze, Conrad Lack, Matt the Sprat, OM Dalton, Puzzle, Dan, Oni, and anyone else who is lingering, loitering, and lurking in the chat. You are all most welcome to be here. I thank you for joining me on this very damp Thursday evening. Is it ever going to stop raining? I mean, statistically, yes, it will eventually, but it just feels like we just had relentless rain since, like, the start of January. it's getting a little bit depressing now, is all I would say. We went to Big Toilet, which is what Dexter calls the big. We've got a big park and a little park nearby, and the big field as well. We went to Big Toilet, which is what he calls it. And it's like a swimming pool, honestly. So I'm glad I had my wellies on, because it was like ankle deep. It was really, really bad. So hoping that this weather is going to clear in the near future. Quick note on a little side note. If you are in... how do I do it? Is it Ash Discord? Is that a thing? Yeah, if you're in Ash's Discord, I published some new software this week over there. I've not published it on my side of things because Ash has got a central repository for like all games and stuff. But pop on over there if you're so inclined, because I've put out a couple of new pieces of software this week, which are for the community to use in server games and so forth. And one of the games that I published at lunchtime today is it seems to be... well, there was certainly a little crowd of people playing it as I came live. So they're distracted by my new software over there, so they're not going to stream, which is fine. So make your choices, and you do you. But yeah, go check those out if you fancy being a bit of a host / writer yourself. Never-ending stormy, indeed so. Ankle deep in the Big Toilet. Absolutely. That's one of those sports games, isn't it? Yeah, it is indeed. So, 3 games tonight. Red Herrings, Risky Business, and Apex. So it's all light and fluffy for the first couple, and then Apex a little bit more serious later on. Coming up on Saturday, just to continue with the schedule change, we've got Bidding War by Espy. We then got Defcon by Cola, and The Escape Artist by Arun. So on Saturday, it's all very serious. We've got War, Nuclear War, and then punishment for war crimes. That's my headcanon for how Saturday's going to go down. So I do hope you can come along and join me on Saturday's stream. That's going to be really good fun. But first of all, we should get through tonight's stream, and that is the 3rd time round this thing, so I think that is a suitable length of time to give you to come and join the lobby. So I've got 22 minutes, so a little bit quieter tonight, but maybe we'll get... There's me starting on time is what that is. Maybe we'll get some more people joining us as the night goes on. We are starting this Thursday game night with Red Herrings. It's been written by Oni. It's been proofed by me. Hope you all have fun. Well, let's play. Always believe in your soul. You've got the power to know you're indestructible. Oh, sorry. Answer the 12 questions using the options available. 1 point for each correct answer, but -1 point for each incorrect answer. You are not obligated to play. If you think you're not sure, you can just abstain sometimes. That is more sensible. Bonus questions may appear, which are worth 3 points if correct, but they will cost you 3 points if you are incorrect. And I'll give you 2 points if you can get a perfect round and answer all 12 questions correctly. Answers aren't going to be used more than once, so keep a mental tally of them after they've been revealed, because they will still be pressable on your devices, but they won't be correct twice or thrice or more than once, in fact. There's 4 red herrings on the grid, which will never be correct, which is why we've got 16 answers for the 12 questions, so do keep a little mental tally. Always believe in your soul is the name of the game. And shall we take a little look at our options? France, South America... sorry, start again, Ben. Get it right. The second answer of the quiz, and I'm saying the wrong thing. France, South Africa, Canada, Jamaica, Cuba, Mexico, Spain, Australia, Sweden, Great Britain, Greece, Germany, Romania, United States, Japan, and Hungary. TVP, welcome to the game. So, if I've got this timing right, Tony, and yes, you have, the Winter Olympics are still on. I'm going to show you one or more athletes that won a gold medal at either a Winter or Summer Olympics and the event they won it in. Simply tell me what country they were representing. So you may get an in from the names, you might get an in from the sport, but you're going to get 12 athletes or possibly pairs of athletes and so on across the course of the board, and you've simply got to match them up to the country that they won a gold medal in. Hence, always believe in your soul. Gold, which is that Spandau Ballet? Is it Spandau? I think it's Spandau Ballet did gold. Anyway, that's the name of the game. Nice and simple to start us off. Good luck, and good luck to everyone. TVP, welcome to the stream. Good luck, have fun. Here's question number 1. It is Spandau Ballet. That's good to know. Thank you, Shapes. Right, here we go. Question number 1. Ayuma Hirano, men's snowboarding halfpipe 2022. We're going to get a sea of green here. Not quite. Ayumu Hirano from Japan hit the first ever triple cork 1440, 3 front flips, 3.5 rotations at the game. Safe to say you probably can't do one of those. It's time for a bonus question. 3 points if you're right, -3 if you're wrong. Armand Duplantis, men's pole vault 2020 and 2024. Slightly more divisive here. Armand Duplantis is Swedish. He's the guy who keeps breaking the world record in pole vault by exactly 1 centimetre every time to keep winning the bonus that comes with it. He's that annoyingly good. To our next one, Alexander Zverev, men's singles tennis 2020. One of the only sports stars on this board that I'd actually come across. But I am a tennis nut. And he is German. He's from Germany. Zverev's basically modern tennis's Andy Murray, i.e. he's really good, but because there's 3 people always better than him, he'll never get the accolades he really deserves. To our next one, Stephen Bradbury, men's 1,000 metre short track speed skating, 2002. He's an Aussie. This one's brilliant. He's the guy who won the skating gold because all the other competitors crashed into each other at the final turn, which is very funny. Probably right if you were in the crash. Next, Donovan Bailey, men's 100 metres, 1996. Oh, some people falling into maybe some of our little heffalump traps here. Donovan Bailey is Canadian, the first Canadian to legally beat the 10-second mark in the 100 metres. Looking at you, Ben Johnson. Time for another bonus. 3 points if you're right, -3 if you're wrong. Take a peep at this. Julio Cesar La Cruz, men's heavyweight boxing 2020. 3 points if you're right, but -3 if you're wrong. Think twice before playing. Thoroughly relying on Luigi's strats this round. Hope they work out for you. He's Cuban. He also won the light heavyweight gold in 2016. Well done if you got that one. To our next one, apologies for the diacritics, but they're showing on broadcast Nadia Comaneci. Women's uneven bars, balance beam, all-around gymnastics, 1976. Nadia Comaneci. She was Romanian. Also won 2 for the balance beam and floor exercise in 1980. Here is a third bonus for you. Take a look at this. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, women's 100 metres in 2018 and 2012. Few more heffalump traps being fallen into there. Jamaica was the answer. Also won as part of the 4x100 metre relay in 2020. Next one. Teddy Riner, men's 100 plus kilogram judo, 2012, 2016 and 2024. He's French, and he's really, really good at judo. Also, thanks to a 2011 Fort Boyard appearance, he's also really frightened of snakes. Next, Jane Torville and Christopher Dean, figure skating 1984. They are, of course, British. They also won the bronze in 1994, but nobody remembers or cares about that one. Third bonus for you. That might even be a fourth bonus. No, third bonus, I think. Have a look at this. Ferenc Puskás, part of men's football, 1952. He was a sport ballist and he played for Hungary. Despite being one of the best players in the 50s, Puskás only played in 1 Olympic Games, as at the time the football was only played by amateur players. And our final question for the round, the Dream Team, men's basketball 1992. That would be the US of A, often described as the greatest sports team of all time. Matches at the 1992 Olympics generally look like what happens when you pitch a steam train against a watermelon. And there's your red herring: South Africa, Mexico, Spain and Greece. And that's the end of round 1. No bonuses going out that round. Were 4 bonuses amongst you. And we seem to be quite divisive there. Quite a big spread. 19 all the way down to negative 14. Bit of a tricky opening round there, but very well done if you did manage to get some points. We've got a 3-way in third place. Shape Sam and AB Me. Tied up in third place with 11 points apiece. Cola with a very commendable 18 points currently in second place. And it's who's out in front with 19. Forget about minuses. I mean, I explain it at the front of every game. And so I cannot be held accountable. And ended up exactly where I started. Oh, that's sort of, it's like poetry, JR. They rhyme. Front Shadow May, welcome both of you to the stream. Red Herrings, always believe in your soul. Very good. Right, well, that was suitably fun. Every question I attempted, all one of them. Hey, valid strategy there, Brisbane. And I think you're in the top half of the board, so kudos to you. Shall we move on? I think we should move on. Round 2. Numerum tum habemus is the name of round 2. Answer the 12 questions using the options available. Answer faster to earn more points. Answering incorrectly will freeze you out of the following questions. So you'll not only not get points for the question you'll get wrong, you also don't get an opportunity to answer the next one, which might be a bonus. Bonuses are worth a flat rate of 5 points with no timed elements. Bonuses won't be first, last, or consecutive if you want to factor that into whether or not you're going to take a risk on a question you're not sure about. You get a perfect round, all 12 questions. I'll give you another bonus 3 points. And as before, answers will not be used more than once. And there's 4 red herrings hidden on the grid, which will never be correct. So, the faster you answer, the more points you get. 3 if you get it in the first 5, 2 in the next 5, and 1 in the final 5 seconds of each question. And Woollyback, welcome to the stream. I've got some instructions to give you here, but I'm hoping it's going to be reasonably clear what we're doing. Let's reveal the board. CCL, LXXV, CLI, XLV, III, XCV, III, XXXV, XXXIX, CXXIII, MCM, XCIC, MCM, LV, LXIXL, MMI, LVII, and XXV. Note for Ben. Read this before you reveal the answers. Well, I couldn't do that because it wasn't printed there until I revealed them. Nice and easy to explain this one. Every question requires a numerical answer. Just give us the number. That's it. Couldn't be simpler. So, just matching the question to the numerical answer it requires. However, we've got a slightly archaic number system. 12 questions, 16 options. Good luck. Have fun. Here's question number 1. We start with this. How many Pokemon appeared in the first generation of games? CLI, that's 151, including Mew. Straight into a bonus question. Flyboy, bad luck. You are frozen out of this one. Let's see how everyone else gets on for 5 points. What year does Marty McFly travel back to in the original Back to the Future film? That would be MCMLV, aka 1955. Well done if you got that. Orange if you're frozen out. Here's question number 3. In the United States, how old do you have to be to run for Congress? XXV, 25 is the age you have to be to run for Congress in the United States. I'll give you more info on that a bit later on. For now, alluding to how many varieties of products the company has, what number is embossed on a Heinz ketchup bottle? LVII, aka 57, which sort of 57 varieties. They're sort of pricing themselves out the market. So they got to 57, they can't make any more. Such a shame. Anyway, next question. How many steps feature in the title of a 1935 Alfred Hitchcock film? There are XXXIX of them. 39. The 39 steps. On to our next question. Question 6 on the British quiz show Pointless. How much money is added to the bank when a pointless answer is given? CCL, £250 is added to the bank with a pointless answer. Orange, if you're frozen out, here's question 7. During World War II, how many states made up the United States of America? Slightly tricksy one there. XLVIII 48 because Alaska and Hawaii hadn't yet joined. Orange, if you're frozen out, here is question number 8. In the UK, what phone number do you typically call for the speaking clock? And here's a message for our sponsor, G. Eisens.
I can't offer £250, but I can offer 62 months.
CXXIII123 is the number, and G. Eisens, thank you very much for the 62-month subscription. Goodness me. To our next question. Following the next one in March 2026, how many times will the Academy Awards have been held? Following the next one. Well done if you managed to get there. XCVIII, there's 98 as of March this year. And tape penultimate question, question 10. What was the name of a 1982 album by Prince and the Revolution? Prince and the Revolution. That would be MCMXCIC, aka 1999. Very well done if you got that one. Next question. In which year did Microsoft release Windows XP? The GOAT operating system. I will die on that hill. MMI was the answer. 2001 is when that came about. And our final question of the round. What number features in a Gallic cocktail consisting of gin, lemon, and champagne? No, the one on the wall. That is the hill I will die on, score count. Yes, absolutely. Welcome to the stream, and welcome to Eisens as well. Lovely to have you both here. 75 LXXV, French 75 is the answer. And the red herrings, DXXXV, LXIX, and L. Any bonuses to go out? Not this time. No bonuses this time on Takeshi's red herrings. Just to go through the other ones, D, which is 500. Just occurred to me that I hadn't put a D in any of the other answers, so here it is. XXXV, which some of you fell into on the Congress question, which is 35. That's how old you have to be to run for president in the US. But XXV 25 is for Congress. LXIX, only just putting, as if I'd ever put an answer as 69. Grow up. Although there have been 69 Eurovision Song Contests, make of that what you will. Lol. And finally, L50. I did this just to annoy people about the US states question. Not sorry will happen again. Well, that is the name of the game. It is red herrings, and that is a perfect red herring answer. So, commiserations if you fell into that particular little heffalump trap there. But never mind. Still plenty of opportunities to get points. I think we should play. You have no idea how omniscient that is, score count, or prescient, I think is the word, prescient that is. I'm not going to say any more. Let's play on. Round 3. I thought Takeshi preferred koi, not herrings. Thank you, Shadow May, for that raid message. Don't forget you can suggest your raid message this evening if you... if something amusing happens, or if I say something particularly charming or witty or funny and you think, yeah, that should be the title of the episode, you can suggest a raid message. Give me up to 3 and you get bonus points, bonus pennies. If I pick your favourite, it also gets to be the raid message and gets immortalised for all time on the VOD channel as the title of tonight's episode. On to round 3, which is Eat the World. Answer the 9 questions using the options available. You get more points for each consecutive correct answer. If you give me a wrong answer, it will break your streak. You start building up again from 1. If you abstain, you don't get any points for that one, but it will preserve your streak. So 1, then 2 points, then 3 points. Abstention on the fourth question. If you then get question 5 right, you'll get 4 points. So you preserve that chain. There's no bonus questions this round, but I will give you 5 points if you can get 9 out of 9 correct. As before, answers are not used more than once, and there's 3 red herrings on the grid. They will never be correct, so you want to avoid those. Eat the World is the title of the round. Let's take a look at our options. Reykjavik, Beijing, Zurich, New York City, Buenos Aires, Tokyo, Prague, London, Paris, Singapore, Santiago, and Johannesburg. Oni's decided to withdraw his life savings and go on a world tour, dining at all the restaurants and food spots he'd love to go to if his parents didn't piss away his future in the 1980s. Rip Oni's future. Simply find the city we're talking about. So you need to match the city with the description and the rest of the restaurant and the food and the possibly the geography that you will get in the question. Simple as that. There are 9 correct answers up here. There are 3 red herrings and purple if you're on a streak, blue if you're not. Good luck. Have fun. Here's question number 1. This city's major landmark has 2 restaurants, the Madame Brasserie and the Michelin star awarded Jules Verne. Hopefully a nice easy one to start with. That's Paris. The menu at Jules Verne tops out at €230 per head. And he's just put no. To our next one. In 2016, a street food vendor in this city received a Michelin star despite the food only being priced at about £1.15 a serving. Well, they still got back to 0. That's the way to do it. Singapore is the answer there. It was the Liao Fan Hong Kong soya sauce chicken rice and noodle stand in the Chinatown food complex, Singapore. Well done if you got that. To our next one. The Vitopna restaurant in this city's Wenceslas Square delivers food to guests via model railway. I haven't been to it, but I've been nearby. It's in Prague. The menu is basically loads of meat and £4 of beer. Sign me up, says Odie. To our next one. Katz's Delicatessen in this city is known for a scene in When Harry Met Sally. I'm having what she's having, etc. That'd be New York City. Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan recreated that scene for a Hellman's Mayo advert in 2025. Sounds like they're not getting enough work. Next, site of the first Nando's restaurant in 1987. I actually really like Nando's. Johannesburg in South Africa is the answer. Peri peri chicken. Yeah, love a bit of Nando's. To our next one. A hot dog stand in this city became famous in 2004 following a visit by former US President Bill Clinton. Purple if you're on a streak, remember you can preserve if you don't want to attempt. Just Flyboy finding the right answer there. Reykjavik is the answer. Whilst you're supposed to have one with all the toppings on it at Bejan's Betsu Pilser, Bill Clinton only had it with mustard. The weirdo. Next, the most expensive place to get a Big Mac on this list, according to the 2026 Big Mac Index. It's in Zurich, apparently $8 for one. Reykjavik did have a more expensive one, but it's not got any McDonald's as of 2026. Next, site of the first Hard Rock Cafe in 1971. I genuinely didn't know this. That's London. I don't know why I thought that was an American invention, but here we go. Final question of the round. The Mapo Valley wine region surrounds this capital city. Sounds very much like a Jeopardy clue. The Mapo Valley wine region surrounds this capital city. For 1,000, what is Santiago? Known for its red wines, it's often called the Bordeaux of South America. The red herrings there, Beijing, Tokyo, and Buenos Aires. And that is the end of the round. Anybody get a perfect score there? No bonuses this time, I'm afraid. The price of Big Macs is too damn high. They certainly are. Incidentally, this is not a Chilean wine. This is an Australian red. And I'm trying to keep it to one bottle. Well, one half a bottle, because I had half a bottle on Tuesday. Well, I had a bottle and a half on Tuesday, which is too much. So I abstained yesterday. I did my penance yesterday because I had too much to drink. So I had half a bottle left, and so I think I've got one large glass left in the kitchen. I'm trying to make it last all stream. We'll see if I manage. But just in case I don't, I am just going to text Anya really quickly and say, could you grab me another bottle of 19 Crimes? Just hold fire a minute. Hold, please, customer. Your viewership is important to us. Could you possibly grab another bottle of 19 Crimes on your way back, please? And thank you. She normally asks, do I want anything from the shop? And the one time I actually do, she's not. So, but it's funny. So, no, do you want anything from the shop? No, we're fine. Probably milk. We're always running out of milk. Anyway, let's check in with the scores. Sam is in third with 53. Shapes is in second with 62. Toot has the lead with 67. But with the final round having 50 points available, it's anyone's game from Dalton upwards. And with such a wide disparity between those top three, there could be a bronze medal. It could be medal finishes for almost all players still in the game. So, without any further ado, please provide further crimes. Yes, indeed. Without any further ado, let's go on to our final round. 19 Crimes is the new milk. It certainly is. Oh, we are not doing that reference, Oni, is the category. Find the 6 correct answers that fit the criteria. Submit a wrong answer. You will be told how many you got right, and you will be frozen out for 5 seconds. First to find all 6 wins 50 points. Subsequent correct submissions win 5 points fewer. And we'll keep going until either 10 players have solved or we run out of time after 90 seconds. Answers are gradually going to be removed from the puzzle as gameplay progresses, which will hopefully make it just that smidge easier as time goes on. So, for the medals in Red Herrings tonight, courtesy of Oni, let's take a look at our options. Chonky answers. The Beatles release Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. BBC Two starts broadcasting. Vin Diesel is born. Lady Chatterley's lover found not guilty of UK obscenity laws. Foinavon wins Grand National at 100-1 odds. 2001 A Space Odyssey released in cinemas. England fails to qualify for the FIFA World Cup. Apollo 1 planned launch date. Dave Grohl is born. The UAE declares independence from the UK. That's a note. Space War video game first developed. First official Super Bowl game. Evel Knievel jumps the Grand Canyon. John Paul II becomes Pope. Charles de Gaulle wins the French presidential election. And Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup for the final time. Those are your options. I wish you all very luck. The notes here simply say, I'm sorry. 90 seconds. Good luck. Identify the 6 events that occurred in 6-7. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know why it's funny. I don't even know that it is funny. Identify the 6-7 events. It's funny because it isn't. Best I've seen so far is a 4. Then a few 4s come in. Maybe me with a 4 right there. Sam's still finding a 4, TVP finding a 4. It's not 2001 A Space Odyssey. That was 1968. Is there a 5? There's our first couple of 5s coming. There's still no solves yet. It's not John Paul II becoming Pope. That was 1978. Keep pressing and guessing. Quite a few 5s in now, so a few people just won away. It is not BBC Two starting to broadcast. That was 1964. First solve was Toot, followed by Sam for 50 and 45 respectively, both finding 6. It's not Evel Knievel jumping the Grand Canyon. He never jumped the Grand Canyon. He proposed to do it. His son Robbie jumped over a portion of it in 1999. 20 seconds to go. It's not Lady Chatterley's lover. That was 1960. More souls coming in. Shadow and AB Me both solving now. TVP's got there as well. It's not England failing to qualify. Lupine, Brisbane, Flyboy, Fett. Any more for any more last couple of seconds? And there we go. Matt the Sprat solving at the last second with 3 seconds left on the clock. And that is the end of the game. There's all the red herrings. England couldn't do that only 1 year after they couldn't do that only 1 year after the previous World Cup that they won. Yes, 1966 they won the World Cup. They did qualify in the subsequent year. It wasn't 67 either way. So the other red herrings there. Space War video game first developed. That was 1962. The UAE declaring independence from the UK was 1971. Dave Grohl was born in 1969. Nice. Well, that was an unusual moment, wasn't it? Might be time for a new GPU. I don't even think I've had that one that long. Anyway, thank you very much to Oni for that pack of red herrings, and apologies for the unscheduled stoppage before the end of the game, but at least it had concluded, so I don't think the pennies and medals will have added on, but the game had finished, so I will be able to go and retroactively add them on, and that will be very, very boring, but that's my penance for not having a working PC, I reckon. Hope you all can hear me. I'm guessing so, because I'm getting red lines there, but let me just check that yes, I am definitely getting lines there, because I didn't check beforehand. Anyway, you can hear me now. That's good, that's good, that's good. So yes, thank you to Oni for that pack of red herrings. When we return after this break in just a moment, we will be playing Risky Business as written by JR, and hopefully we won't have any more PC stoppages, and this VOD will all get stitched together in the edit, and all will be well, and you won't even notice a thing. I think I got through all the same thing. The only thing I didn't do was thank the writers and clear the board and roll the credits, which is a shame, but these things happen sometimes. Anyway, I have recovered your raid messages as well, which is nice. So I'm going to go and fill up my glass, and I encourage you to do the same. Go get some more snacks, some food, stretch your legs, pop to the loo, and we'll be back with even more quiz in the shape of Risky Business in about 5 minutes' time. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the second part of this evening's game night, where it's risky business time. And here's a message from our sponsor, BC. No message from our sponsor, BC, but very much appreciate the 28-month resubscription there, BC, and welcome to the stream. Welcome back, everybody. Apologies for the unscheduled interruption on the stream. Jogging, welcome to the stream. Pyro, welcome to the stream. Probably others as well, but I don't persist the chatters when it crashes, only the raid messages, which is annoying. Also, just as all that happened, my headphones went battery low in that sexy voice that the headphones do. So, yeah, it all seems to go wrong at the same time. But if it's going to crash, if the game is going to crash, I'd much rather it do it at the end of the game. And then the only slight pain is that I've got to go and manually add on the pennies and medals, but that won't take me too long. Just to go and look at what the conversion rate is. For something like red herrings, that'll take me, probably 10 minutes post-stream. I will, of course, have to stitch the VOD together before going up to the YouTube channel, which is slightly annoying, but FFmpeg will just do that for me, hopefully. So, if anything, actually, the break was probably ever so slightly curtailed from what it normally is. But, yeah, it's all good. It's all good in the hood, and I am suitably chill. And I hope you are as well. Ready for this super fun game of Risky Business, which has been written by our great friend JR. It's been proofed by Stims and Zangle. And I'll give you the sexy voice of Battery Low. Yes, it is a very sexy. She goes battery low, and it's like titillates. Is that the word? It's probably not the word I want actually there. But she has a sexy voice, like headphone lady. Sexy voice of the headphone lady. Do come and join. Universal Controller is what you need. Room code is right there. RRSX. I'll give you a few minutes to come join this lobby. I'm aware I put adverts on quite late when coming back. So wait till everyone's ads have cleared and then they can come and join. Low battery and use something that uses batteries. Well, quite, Joe. Kappa indeed. So everything seems to have come back to life. Yeah, so it did that super blowy thing that it did a few weeks ago in the middle of Google That. Was it Google That or was it Danger Zone? Whenever it happened last. I suspect it's the GPU. I can't think of any other component that would make that level of racket. Yeah, the PC's been. I don't know. I'm not a clever man. But the problem with AI taking over the world is that GPUs and RAM and everything are monumentally expensive at the moment. So, and yes, given all the money going out at the moment for various IRL things, solicitors for one, very expensive. Pity me and my solicitor bill. She's perfectly lovely, but I'd probably be quite lovely to someone paying me 400 quid an hour as well, to be honest. But hey ho, yeah. So let's fund royal divorce. That would be fun. No, it's all good. To be fair, your subscriptions do go into making the stream happen. They fund, obviously, prizes. They fund other overheads that I've got, like the website and things like that. So if there's a bit of money in the PayPal account, then some of that might have to go towards a GPU if this continues to persist. I did check when I bought this GPU, because I swear I haven't had it that long. I've had it, 3 years? 4 years? Might be that it could be the clogged up with dust SC, but I only cleaned it out maybe 3 months ago. It had a proper service at the computer shop downstairs, which was like 60 quid, and they went to town with a toothbrush and the compressed air and everything. It came back gleaming and sparkling new. So yeah, I don't. Clive went on telly and now he's rolling it. Is that right? Is that the case? Right, I can't actually hear where the soundtrack is at the moment. I don't want to unplug this for too long because I want it for Apex later on. This is also now very loud and I can't hear myself. I'm going to turn Turn sexy headphone lady down. You can go down to like 10. Anyway, no, I'm not doing. It's a me problem, and I'll resolve it. I just hope it doesn't interrupt stream any more than it already has. Right, I got the rest of the bottle of wine, so that's all set. I'm going to wait for the end of this loop, and then we are going to play Risky Business. It's been written by JR, proved by Stimson's Angle, and I'm hoping we're all going to have a lot of fun with this. Coming up a little bit later on, we of course have got Apex, brand new format, and brand new questions provided by Shadowbane and proofed by Toots. Coming up on Saturday, we've got Bidding War by Solar, Espion, Defcon by Cola, and The Escape Artist by Arun. And of course, don't forget, next week, sees the triumphal return of 180_Bash, who after a hiatus over sort of end of last year and the front end of this year, he is returning to the airwaves with Quiz Night over on his channel, twitch.tv/80_Bash. That's from possibly Wednesday, but possibly Friday, TBC, depending how setup's going and how things are happening his end. So we'll be returning Wednesday. You heard it here first, folks. Ash back on Wednesday, confirmed. We look forward to that triumphal return, so do go and give him a follow. That was the end of the loop. I said we'd wait till the end of the loop. We have now done just that. And welcome to the stream, Ash. I know you've been here a while, but it's logging again. Let's play Risky Business. Okie dokie, 3 rounds in this game, fairly standard size question pack. Let's see, and welcome on in, Fluffy Bunny. Let's take a look at the instructions for round 1. It's favourable odds. Select one of the correct answers from the 5 available within 15 seconds. With each question, the number of risk points increases, but the number of correct answers decreases. What that means is that there are fewer correct answers as we go on, but you get more points if you find one. Brisbane, welcome on in. An incorrect answer at any time will reduce your risk points to 0. However, abstention will preserve your currently accrued risk, so you do not have to play. If you look at the options and thinking, what? And you don't want to guess, because odds are good in the first couple of questions that, you'll find one of the answers. But you don't have to play if you don't want to. To play question 4, you've got to choose to risk based on the answers alone. The question will be worth double points, but if you choose to play, abstention will be treated as a wrong answer. So it's up to you whether you want to play for that risk or bank your points and keep them safe. Them's the rules. We've got 3 sets of 4 questions. Let's go to our first set, starting with question number 1. 5 options, 4 correct answers, 2 points if you can find one. And here they are. Washington, Utah, Ohio, Maryland, Hawaii. Name a US state with a rectangular state flag. TVP, welcome to the game. I think you came in just after that question packet went live, so you should get the next one. Washington, Utah, Maryland, and Hawaii all have rectangular flags. Ohio, JR just noting here, Ohio's flag is weird. It's that sort of shape. Well, here's a fun quiz question. What is round at the ends and high in the middle? Ohio. I'm funny. Well, have you got some points? Let's move on. Next question, 5 options, 3 correct answers, 3 points if you can find one. And here they are. Elbrus, Gran Paradiso, Aiga, Valamara, Marmolada. Name a mountain in the Alps. Sorry, I need my headphones to charge because I'm Apex later on. I've heard the Risky Business music many times. IQ has unexpectedly encountered a crash. Oh, well, that's good to know, isn't it? Have I still got sound? I might not even have sound myself in a minute. I might not have sound at all in a minute. Guys, go well tonight, isn't it? Gran Paradiso, Aiga, and Marmolada are the answers. Valamara is in eastern Albania. Elbrus is the highest mountain in Russia, not in the Alps. ABM Conrad, Marcini and Topper wiping out on that one. Fet's preserving there too. Shadowmane and Pyro moving up to 3. Everyone else gets up to 5. On we go. 5 options. 2 correct answers, 5 points if you can find one. You do not have to play. Question 3, options are Lion's Mane, Jack-o'-lantern, Ivory Funnel, Chestnut Dappling, Porcino. Name an edible mushroom. Welcome in, Loynier. Welcome, welcome. Lovely to have you here. Welcome to the game. Hope you're keeping well. Lion's Mane and Porcino are the edible mushrooms there. ABB, Fetzer Marcini wiping out. Yes, Jack-o'-lantern, Ivory Funnel and Chestnut Dappling are deadly poisonous and will kill you, so don't eat them. Flyboy preserving their 5. Loynier and Toppy finding right answers, as is Conrad moving up to 5. Shaname moving up to 8, as is Pyro, and everyone else up to the maximum of 10. Very well done for 3 correct answers. Now, question number 4. There is only one correct answer, and I'm not going to show you the question before you have to decide whether or not you're going to play. If you don't want to play, leave it blank and we'll put it in the bank, but press the big risk button and you are bound to the question, and it will double your points if you give me a correct answer. However, if you abstain or you are wrong, you'll lose everything, which will be a tremendous shame.
What a shame.
Yes, it will. Anyway, let's take a look at the options for question number 4. Here they are. Polonius, Laertes, Ophelia, Gertrude, Horatio, Banchorus. This is a question. Any Shakespeare fans here? These all look kind of Shakespearean, but this is when the question becomes, what's the middle name of the Andrew formerly known as Prince's second child's husband or something? It'd be a rug pull. Yes. Oh, yep. The Andrew formerly known as Prince got arrested today, and I found out by a friend of mine texting me a clip from the Tweenies. That's how that news was broken to me today, which is quite funny. I'll share it all with you later on in the Discord, which incidentally you should totally come and join. Now, how many players are risking? Flyboy, Stilgar, Eamon Andrews, and Ben are risking their 5, 10, 10, and 10 points. Everyone else's points safely going into the bank. For you 4, a chance to double up. Only one correct answer here. Good luck. Here is the question. Name the character who survives the Shakespeare play Hamlet. Any mushroom is edible once. Yeah, that's very true. My boys there. Still goes wrong. Eamon Andrews is wrong. Ben? Wrong answer, I'm afraid. Still going for Polonius, or Run and BC going for Laertes. Just Flyboy getting the correct answer of Horatio, which is the correct answer. Yes, Horatio, Hamlet's buddy from uni, basically. He survives to the end. Polonius, who is Laertes' father, he dies behind a curtain. So you get bonked on the head, I want to say. Or possibly poisoned. Laertes dies in a duel with Hamlet. I haven't got these notes, this is just from memory. Laertes dies in a duel with Hamlet because he gets hit with a poison-tipped sword, or just stabbed, one of them. Ophelia, she drowns. I think she drowns herself from grief because everyone else is dying around her, or something. And Gertrude, I want to say Gertrude gets poisoned, but it's been a while since I've seen Hamlet. I think she gets poisoned. Does she get poisoned? I think, does she drink from a poison cup or something? Royal_satire. Very much so. Anyway, either way, Horatio is the correct answer. And very well done to Flyboy, doubling up your points, going up to 10. Let's put them in the bank and check out the scores. We've got lots of players on 10 points, so not much sense in going through all the scores at the moment. A handful of players on 0. Let's move on to our next set. 5 options, 4 correct answers, 2 points if you can find one. Here they are. AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Metallica, ZZ Top, Motorhead. Identify an inductee of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Go on, Marcini. Sea Green. Yeah, Sea Green. That's what we like to see. I have to say, it's very strange doing this without headphones, so I'll be able to hear the music. Motorhead was nominated in 2020, but was not included. The other 4 are all in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We got our first Sea Green of the night. Very well done, everyone, for 2 points. On we go. 5 options, 3 correct answers, 3 points if you can find one. Take a look and decide if you want to play. Carrot. Potato. Celery, onion, garlic. Identify a vegetable that is a part of mirepoix. Or mirepoix. I've actually got pronunciation notes there. I was almost there without looking at the pronunciation notes. Mirepoix. Carrot, celery, and onion is what you could have said. Yeah, mirepoix is a mixture of diced vegetables cooked for a long time at low heat to sweeten and release flavour. It's a long-standing part of French cuisine and is the base of many soups, stews, and sauces. Does not contain garlic, bread form or otherwise. Neither does it contain potato. And if a potato got into government... And that song always comes into my head whenever I see the word potato. It's a fun word, potato, isn't it? Remind me about that Tweenies clip in Discord if you want me to share it later on, because it was quite funny. Yeah, that's how I had the news broken, by the way. I just meant to say that before and didn't. Well, I don't know if you've got some points there. Let's move on. Quite a number of people on 5. Next one, 5 options. 2 correct answers, 5 points if you can find one. Here they are. Anne of Cleves, Jane Seymour, Anne Boleyn, Catherine Howard, Catherine Parr. Identify a wife of King Henry VIII that outlived him. 2 correct answers up there. Remember, abstention is a valid strategy. Number of people doing that. Matt, Ralph, AB, me, and Fetz choosing to abstain. Anne of Cleves and Catherine Parr. I'm constantly amazed. Because I always think that the wives of Henry VIII is just something that everyone just knows. And then people remind me that I don't know the different flavours of quark. So, you know, there's some things that you know, and you think, oh, surely everyone knows this, and that they don't. But yeah, this is one of those. So Catherine Parr was the 6th wife of Henry VIII, and she was his widow at the end of his life. He lived to 1548. Henry died in 1547. What are you doing? Do you want to escape? So, Doggy is making a... Oh, let's not do that. I'm going to pull another muscle. Doggy is making a bit for freedom. Real world. Green screen. He stayed quite a long time. Yeah, Anne of Cleves. She outlived him the longest. She was known as the Flanders Mare. She was the one who was promised by, like, Lord Algernon or something that she was a beauty, and she ended up not being that, and he was really annoyed, so divorced her, but then was really nice to her, like treated her like a sister or something. She lived till 1557. Jane Seymour died not long after the birth of Edward VI. She was the only one who sired him a son. Anne Boleyn got deaded with a sword. She was one of the ones who was beheaded, as was Catherine Howard. Anne Boleyn 2nd, Catherine Howard 5th, Jane Seymour 3rd. Anne of Cleves was 4th, Catherine Parr was 6th, the one missing there, Catherine of Aragon, who was his first wife. Green screen needs a cat flap. It definitely does, doesn't it? Well done if you got some points there. Sorry, I've whittled on a bit there. If you have got more than 0 points, then you will be able to choose to risk on this next question. Here are some options. There's only 1 correct answer, double points if you can find it. Let's take a look. Ontario, Huron, Erie, Superior, Michigan. Bank or risk? Just the 3. Toppy, Ben, and Eamon Andrews, all with 10 points of risk, giving this one a go. Remember, there's only 1 correct answer, and if you abstain, it's treated as wrong. Best of luck. Here is the question. Identify the shallowest of the Great Lakes. The one that judges everyone on appearances only. Oh, we've got a total wipeout there.
What a shame.
What a shame. Toppy, Ben, and Eamon Andrews. He's going for a different one. Michigan, Huron, and Ontario. All of which are incorrect, as was Superior. The correct answer there was Erie, the shallowest of the lakes. Never mind, never mind. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Name a rag that everybody loves. Would that be the Michigan rag, I guess? Lewis, Lingo, Brisbane, welcome to the stream. If I've not said that already. So, we've got a little bit of disparity in the scores now. Shapes, Hunted by a Free, Graham, Flyboy, and Fluffy Bunny all on 20. Shadowmane on 18. Villaneselg, okay, we'll be back on 17. One more set of 4 questions. There's 5 options here. 4 of them are correct. 2 points if you can find one. Here they are. Henri Matisse, Jean Metzinger, Georges Braque, Marcel Duchamp, Robert Delaunay. Which of these artists is associated with the Cubist art movement? I'm sorry, my appalling French accent. Hello, Linko. Welcome on in. We've exhausted the wine. Very sad. Got like 20 minutes for it to get back. Couple of abstentions there. Not quite sure why when there's nothing at risk there. But yeah, Henri Matisse was the wrong answer. He was a Fauvist, modernist and post-impressionist, but never associated with the Cubist movement. Metzinger, Braque, Duchamp and Delaunay all were, as was one of my favourite artists, Piet Mondrian. A Cubist artist. And Picasso, late Picasso, I think is slightly Cubist as well. Well done if you've got some points out of that. On to our next one. 5 options, 3 correct answers, 3 points if you can find one. Here they are. Fiddler on the Roof. Into the Woods. The Grandmother's House. A Little Night Music. Maggie May. Sweeney Todd. So these is a musical composed by Stephen Sondheim. Couple of abstentions there. Fiddler on the Roof was Jerry Bock, 1964. Maggie May was Lionel Bart, 1964. The other 3, Into the Woods, A Grandmother's House and Home Before Dark, was Stephen Sondheim. A Little Night Music, which is the most famous song from that opera, probably Send in the Clowns, also Stephen Sondheim. One of my favourite musicals, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, originally starring Len Cairo and Angela Lansbury. Very, very good musical. But shot to cultural prominence in the 2007 film by Tim Burton starring Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter. Very, very good score to that. Well then, if you got some points there, let's move on. Question number 3, 5 options, 2 correct answers, 5 points if you can find one. You do not have to play. Options are Sweden, Iceland, Finland, Denmark, squeaky toy, Norway. Which of these countries is part of the Schengen area but is not a member of the European Union? Yes, Sacha Baron Cohen, of course, is Adolfo Pirelli. In Sweden. Texas man is pudding ball by the sounds of it. Green screen rock trying to come through. No, don't do that because that is not designed to be folded. If you want to come in, you can come in. Oh, you're so fucking my green screen. But are you in or out? I'll just put the green screen down. If you're going to be a douche balloon. Yes, I love you too. I love you too. See what you made me do? Yeah, I love you too. Magic of television, I know, right? Yes, welcome to my office, the rest of my office. Welcome, Detective Score Bunny. Lovely to have you here. Welcome, welcome. I'm doing very well, thank you. Yeah, I've got a dog on me now, so I have to put the green screen down because there's a tiny gap that he can force his way through, but then the screen folds because it's all sort of on a roll, which is like really not good for it. So because the room is ever so slightly, there's a gap at either end basically. So yeah, no, I'm going to leave it there. What was I saying? Which of these countries is part of the Schengen area but is not a member of the European Union? Iceland and Norway were your answers, mainly for fishing reasons. We need those for. See, Eddie is RJ. Oh no, we need the Cayman Islands for strategic sheep purposes. Yes, Iceland and Norway are part of Schengen but not the EU for strategic fish purposes. Sweden, Denmark and Finland are all either part of both Schengen and the EU or part of neither. I think all 3 are part of both, but I might be wrong. Very well done. If you got some points out of that, no wrong answers, a few abstentions there. Let's reset. A handful of players on 10. Eamon Andrews, Ben Kohler, Woollyback Shapes, United by a Freak and Fluffy Bunny all on 10. Potentially strategic fish purposes. Dog tearing down the 4th wall. It feels really weird streaming with my... Are you settling now? Can I put the green screen back up? I feel better with the claustrophobia of the office. Yes, where were we? Running the question. Bank or risk? Here we go. 5 options, only 1 correct answer. Take a look. Brown, red, green, blue, yellow. Bank or risk? I've just read the trivia on this. I didn't know this, I have to say, but this is genuinely interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players risking on this, a mixture of points from 3 up to 10. Let's see if you can capitalise and double up. Here is your question. In their performance contracts, which colour of M&Ms did Van Halen insist on having removed? Three players getting the right answer. Graham, Fetz and Ralph, very well done, doubling your points. The answer's brown. Now, I didn't know this, but it's a really interesting rationale here. The provision was a way to ensure that the entire technical rider had been read and followed. If they found brown M&Ms in the bowl, or worse, no M&Ms at all, it signalled that the whole setup would need to be double-checked, which is a really quirky way of doing it, and yeah, very, very rock and roll thing. To get muddled with Wayne's World, possibly. But very well done to Graham, Fetz and Ralph for doubling up there. Let's put those points in the bank, and let's check out the scores at the end of round 1. And Fluffy, welcome to the stream. Oni's got the lead with 36. I think that's Jogging in second with 30. And it's Woolly back in third with 27 at the end of round 1. We've got a handful of players yet to score. Ben, Arun and Marcini. But still plenty of points up for grabs in the rest of this game. Let's try and add some more to them now as we play on to round 2. Sting finished? I think the sting's finished. That's probably long enough. The board game is round 2. Select as many of the 9 presented options as you like within 60 seconds. At least 4 and up to 7 of the answers will be correct. For each correct answer identified, you will earn 5 points. Hooray! However, if you identify even 1 incorrect answer, you'll score nothing for the board. Boo! 3 boards in the round. I'll bank your points after each board. You don't have to play. You can just play 1 if you like. If you're only sure of 1, you can just play 1. A couple of notes just on the technicalities. You must press the submit button before the 60 seconds is up. It won't automatically take what you've selected. You must commit to pressing the submit button before the time is up. But also, once you've submitted, you can't then change your mind. So make sure you're absolutely sure. You've got 60 seconds for each one. It should show on your devices, so use that time wisely. Best of luck to you all. Let's take a look at our options for our first board. Apologies for the lack of diacritics. Megashira, Gyoji, Kinboshi, Ozeki, Sekiwaki, Komusubi, Mawashi, Yokozuna, Dohyo. Sumo wrestling ranks. And apologies, there might be 2 characters on your Unicons which aren't showing on account of the diacritics. But give it a go. At least 4 of those are right. There won't be more than 7. Really eerie not being able to hear the music. I feel like I just sat here in a slightly awkward silence without the music. It really changes it. Right, Toppy, Ben, Marcini, need an answer from you. And there we go. Quite a few people getting some points. There were 5 correct answers up there. Megashira, Ozeki, Sekiwaki, Komusubi, and Yokozuna were all the correct answers. It goes Megashira, then Komusubi, then Sekiwaki, then Ozeki, then Yokozuna. I'm not sure. I think that is that from bottom to top, I think. The Dohyo is the clay ring that bouts are contested in. The Mawashi is the thick belt or loincloth that a sumo wrestler wears. And the Gyoji is the referee. And a Kinboshi is when a Megashira defeats a Yokozuna. It literally means gold star. Fluffy Bunny picking the most points out of that board, getting 20 points for 4 out of 5 correct answers. Very well done there. Let's put the points in the bank. And let's move on swiftly to board GOG. Is it GOG? It's not really my area. I have no pronunciation, guys. So you've got. I'll do my best. I'm doing my best. Let's move on. Board number 2. Options are. I can do these probably. Lumpy, Cobby, Fatso, Hodori, Muck Muck, Misha, Izzy, Wenlock, and Sam. Official Olympic mascots. Topical, isn't it? Popped into Ash's server next door just to see what's happening. Everyone over there still trying to break break a Wonderwall. Or maybe they're just playing it. Maybe they're just having a nice time. It's quite nice to see. So my software here, my software there. It's nice. It's nice to see when there's stuff you worked on. It's nice to see it being used, I have to say. So that's possibly why Topper's got AFK for this round, incidentally. He's off hosting a game of Wonderwall over the road. Right, 15 seconds, give or take. Flyboy, Ben, Topper, Marcini, need answers from you, if you are still with us. Most that we've seen so far is from Pyro, who's offered 5. Last couple of seconds. And Ben goes up and comes right back down again. Yeah, Lumpy, Muck Muck, and Fatso were all incorrect answers. All the others were correct, so there were 6 to choose from. Very well done to Pyro, finding 5 of them and getting 25 points. Yeah, Lumpy was the prototype for Waldy, the first official mascot for the Olympic Games in Munich 1972. Fatso, the fat-assed wombat, was an unofficial mascot for Sydney 2000, created by cartoonist Paul Newell and comedy duo Roy and HG. Muck Muck was the designated sidekick for the official mascots of the 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver, but was not actually a mascot himself, even though he is adorable. I haven't proofed this pack, so I don't know what he looks like. I don't really follow the Olympics. Muck Muck. Which one's Muck Muck? Is he the one with Muck Muck? I imagine he's the one with Muck Muck written under him. Oh, the little tiny bear. Yeah, he is cute. Yeah, the tiny one. He's very cute. Right, very well done. You've got some points. Let's pop them in the bank. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And on to our final board of the round. Let's take a look at your options. Triumph, Colours, Escape, Honour, Justice, Tiger, Gold, Fury, Ambush. Words that appear in the titles of the Sharp series of novels by Bernard Cornwell. And not necessarily including episode titles from the TV series Sharp starring Sean Bean. I think that's the show Sharp that we're referring to. That's the Sharp we're referring to, yeah. Okay, 5 is the most I've seen so far from Pyrotechny again. Going for 5. Shadowbane also attempting 5. Avon Andrews, I think Copy and Marcini are AFK, playing one ball at the moment. Arun just going for the 1. And it's a wrong one, unfortunately. Colours, Justice, and Ambush were the wrong answers there. Well done if you said Triumph, Escape, Tiger, Honour, Gold, and or Fury. Yeah, Sharp's Justice was the name of a TV-only episode that was not based on the novel series. So Justice, you'd think, would be an answer, but I think a lot of people falling into that little heffalump trap. But very well done to Pyro, picking up another 25 out of that round. Very well done. Let's put the points in the bank and check out the scores at the end of round 2. Well, it's tight at the top. I'm going to give you the top 6 because it's that tight. Matt's got 50. Flyboy and Fluffy are both on 55. Currently in third is Ralph with 56. Pyro jumping up to second with 58. And just 3 points ahead with 61 is Graham Perineum. I'm assuming that's what the Graham stands for, Oni. With 61. It's a very, very close run thing at the top of the table here. And of course, round 3 of Risky Business, there are 120 points up for grabs. So it could still go any which way. All exciting things as we go to our final round. Definitely fed into that chat, didn't just click box at random. I believe you're Round 3 is this or that. Select the correct answer from the 2 options presented within 7 seconds, and they go quickly, so don't waste time. Answering correctly earns you increasingly more risk points, so 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and so on. Give me a wrong answer, it reduces your risk to 0 and resets your streak. You start again building up from 1. If you abstain, it will bank your risk points and reset your streak, so you get what you've built up. So if you've got 5 right in a row, it banks 15 points. but then you start building up again from 1. This is a round where the more consecutive answers you can get right, the higher your score can be, and we have to look at both the risk and what you've got in the bank behind. So, very, very swingy round. It's always very exciting. And remember, those 7 seconds do go jolly quickly. So, fingers on devices ready. Good luck to you all. This or that. Question number 1. This or that. Options are Fleetwood Mac, The Eagles, Rumours, and if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. Yeah, Rumours by Fleetwood Mac. Great album, that. I'm not a great lover of Fleetwood Mac, but I have got a couple of songs for that album on one of my playlists. So, yeah, well done if you got Fleetwood Mac. On we go. Question number 2. This or that. Options are Greece, Norway, longest European coastline, it's Norway. Greece is a series of islands. I'm not quite sure if we're counting all of the Greek islands and adding them up. But yeah, Norway's sort of goes all the way up and forever into the cold territory. Norway is the right answer. Well done if you got that. No points going in the bank there. As we move to question number 3, this or that. Options are cuneiform, hieroglyphs, Rosetta Stone. Yes, Norway has an infinite coastline if you measure it correctly. Like the Circle Line, the longest London Underground line. Hieroglyphs. That's a language thing, Rosetta Stone. There was an app called Rosetta Stone that taught you how to speak like French and stuff. But yes, they're hieroglyphs is what they are. 3 points going in the bank for Kamikaze and Conradlac. Very well done. Let's pop them in there now. And go on to question number 4. This or that. Options are shield, sword, buckler, it's a shield, typically round shield ranging from 15 to 45 centimeters in diameter, designed to be held in the fist with a central handle. That's a fist, in case you didn't know what one looked like. Woollyback banking 6 points there. Ben and Aben Andrews wiping out 6 points. Bad luck there.
What a shame.
What a shame indeed, JC Denton. Let's put the points in the bank as we go to question number 5. This or that. Options are 19th century, 18th century, Pride and Prejudice, 19th century is, I'm not sure if we're looking for publication or set in, but I think it's probably the same. It's published in 1813, which is, of course, the 19th century. And it's, I don't know if it actually says when it's set. I believe it or not, I've never read Pride and Prejudice. Lupine, Matt, Fluffy, all banking 10. Still got a losing 10 on that one. Bad luck. We've still got Cola, Jogging, and Flyboy with the maximum risk streak. 35 and 35, 45 and 55 behind, so that's very interesting. Very interesting scores at the top. Let's put the points in the bank. Ralph, though, has the bank lead at the moment with 66. So let's play on to question number 6. This or that. Options are Zambia, Mozambique, landlocked, Zambia is the answer. Mozambique is a southeastern African country, opposite Madagascar, basically. So it's got a it doesn't share a coastline with Madagascar, but its coastline is opposite Madagascar's. It sort of faces it on the map, as it were. Conrad Lagan, Fett banking at 3 points there. Shadowbane losing 3, Pyra and Ben losing 1. Let's pop points into the bank. Still 3 players with a maximum risk of 21. Jogging, Flyboy and Cola. Let's move on to question number 7. This or that. Options are Goofy, Mickey, skateboarding stance, and score count Kamikaze. Welcome to the stream. I remember that from Tony Hawk's. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, yeah, Goofy. It's a skateboarding stance with the right foot forward and the left foot pushing. Term comes from a 1937 Disney short starring Goofy called Hawaiian Holiday, where Goofy surfs with his right foot forward. More people ride Goofy than regular. Very well done if you got that. Flyboy calling it quits there, banking 21 points. Woollybat banking 3. Loyne banking 1. Stilgar just losing the 1. Let's put the points into the bank. Still Cola and Jogging with a maximum risk streak of 28. Jogging slightly leading in the bank, or 10 points clear in the bank, as we move to question number 8. This or that options are cribbage, baccarat, one for his knob, that's a cribbage term. Someone explained it to me once at the pub when I was about 23, and I've absolutely no recollection of what it means now. It's something to do where you put the pegs in and then you have an extra one for his knob. The only thing I know about Baccarat is that it was a game that featured on one of my first mobile phones when I was about 14 years old, and it's James Bond's card game of choice, not poker as you may have thought. He prefers Baccarat. But cribbage was the correct answer. Kamikaze putting 3 into the bank, Conrad losing 1, and still Cola and Jogging with the maximum risk of 36. Go for Jack in your hand, which is the same suit as the card turned up. You get 1 for his knob. Well, I never knew that. Welcome on in, 8 Minky. Lovely to have you here. Let's take a look at question number 9. This or that options are Rose Matafeo, Greg Davis, host of Junior Taskmaster. Someone else is going to want to go and sell. Rose Matafeo hosts Junior Taskmaster, New Zealand comedian and actress. Most players getting that one right. Brisbane Shadowmain banking 3 there. No one losing any points. And Cola and Jogging still on that maximum risk streak. Jogging now has as much at risk as he has in the bank. Let's move on to question number 10 before we check in with the scores and the potential scores. Question number 10, this or that options are Littler, Humphreys, 2024 World Darts Champion. This is dangerous. They're both called Luke. It's Luke Humphreys was the champion. Luke Littler was taking the world by storm because he was very, very young, but he famously didn't win the World Darts Championship. And Cola... Yes, I thought. Yeah, I commented on the fact that there's a few people who are next door playing another game. So but it's all good. I hope you're enjoying it, Topper, and not breaking it too heavily. Yeah, Luke Humphreys was the 2024 World Darts Champion. Jogging is calling it quits there, putting 45 in the bank. Cola is losing 45 points. That is a tremendous shame. Press the button.
What a shame.
Fluffy losing 10, AB me losing 10, Matt putting 10 in the bank, Fetz putting 6 in, and Woollybat putting 3 in. Let's put those points in the bank now. So, what does that mean for our scores? Well, it means Jogging has got the bank lead, but let's take a look at the potential scores. That's bank plus risk. Keep your eyes on Ralph and Oni. It's not a huge amount at risk, but still 4 or 5 questions right in a row, and that will continue to grow if they continue to get the last 5 questions right. Could be enough to take them to the top. Let's find out as we go on to question number 11. This or that options are the Iliad, the Odyssey, set during the Trojan War. Maybe the Iliad. The Odyssey is set not during the Trojan War. What's the one that Chris Nolan is doing later this year? That's the Odyssey, isn't it? With Matt Damon and various other people. I think the poster for that looks very AI generated, is my feeling on that. But I still haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. I'm so behind on stuff, but there we go. Graham, a.k.a. Only banking 15, Lupine banking 10, Pyro losing 6, Toppy losing 3. Let's pop points in the bank. As we go to question number 12, this or that options are Wellington, Buenos Aires, southernmost capital city. Famous famously Wellington, New Zealand, very, very low on the globe, as it were. Kamikaze and Conrad banking 3, no points being lost there. Eamon Andrews, aka Arun, now has the highest risk streak with 36. Only 10 points in the bank. So keep your eye on Shapes as well with 28 points of risk and 45 in the bank. So still could be much to play for. Let's put points in the bank now. Thank you, my sweet.
Welcome.
Arm appeared around the side of the green screen. And look what I've got. I've got red wine. Love it. Right, on we go. Question number 13. This or that. Options are Tiberius, Augustus, Roman Emperor when Christ was crucified. As far as we know, Christ was crucified somewhere between AD 30 and 33. Tiberius reigned from AD 14 to AD 37, so very much Tiberius. Not when Quirinius was governor of Syria, which was the birth of Christ, as we found out, of course, at Quizmas. Oh, a run, losing 36 there, and BC losing 21.
What a shame.
I think you get 2.
What a shame.
For that. Good evening, Davidovich. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. Do stick around. Brand new format coming up in about 5 minutes' time. Brisbane banking 6 there. A few other points getting lost. Let's put them in the bank. This wooden cross business. What? We've got 2 questions to go, and jogging has the bank lead of 90. Let's just take a quick look at the potential lead. Flyboy with 76 in the bank and 21 of risk could just overtake, and Shapes. Let's not ignore him, because he could get up to 54 points of risk, which would give him 99 potential if he can go all the way to the top. It's going to be a very, very interesting finish. At the moment, jogging has the advantage. No, please ignore me. Okay, sorry, Shapes. We'll ignore you. Jogging has the advantage. Let's see if he can keep it. It might be hubris, which causes him to lose it. Let's take a look at question 14. This or that. Options are Leopold Stokowski, Arturo Toscanini, conductor in Fantasia 1940. Flyboy's had enough there. He's putting 21 in the bank. Fluffy and Matt putting in 6, only putting in 3. Few players losing points. Shapes getting that right, moving up to 45 points of risk, the same as what is in his bank. That's a total potential of 90 if he banks on the next question. Leopold Stokowski was the answer, so when I happen to know this, but it's sort of in my wheelhouse. Yes, and he did a lot of the arrangements for it as well, like the ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-dum-da, which of course is an organ piece. It's the Stokowski arrangement for orchestra. Let's put the points in the bank. Oh, my. So, this is interesting, with 1 question to go. Shapes, if you bank here, you will tie for second if jogging gets it wrong. If jogging banks, jogging will get second. Shapes, if you get it right, you could take the gold here. Flyboy, not much you can do either way. It's going to depend on whether your fellow quizzers get it right or wrong. Your fate as to whether it's going to be gold or silver for you is in their hands. I wish you all the very best of luck with question. Guaranteed safe medal or go for gold. No pressure. Question number 15. This or that. Options are 1 billionth, 1 millionth, nano, Shapes has gone for glory and got it wrong. Shapes. Oh, the greatest of...
What a shame.
What a shame. Oh, you could have had such joy. Shapes. No, nano is a billionth. Micro is 1 millionth. Yeah, that's. I think that will escalate that up to that button, I think. Oh, goodness me. Shapes losing 45 points. Was about to come and steal from behind. Could have guaranteed himself a bronze medal. He went for the gold, and it's not worked out. Toppy also losing 3 points. Kamikaze putting 1 in the bank. Which means Flyboy getting it right is going to go up to 98. That is going to be the top spot. I think it's going to be jogging in second. I'm not sure who's going to end up with third. It might be Ralph after that, or it might be Oni. I'm not sure. Let's put the points in the bank and check out the scores at the end of the game. It is Ralph by 2 points. Takes the bronze with 82. It is jogging, leading for much of that final, who has to settle for the silver with 93, but a very well-earned gold medal, and 98 points go to Flyboy. Good game, everybody. Oh, what fun. What a tense finale that was. Even without any music, that was very, very tense. But lovely, lovely questions there from JR. Very grateful to you. Thank you for your efforts, JR. And thank you to Simpson for proofing as well. Tadaro Vertigo, welcome both of you to the stream. Right. Great game. Really great fun. A lovely way to end that game off with that tight finish. But, friendos, coming up after the break, it is time for a brand new format. Feature length, brand new format, and one that, unless you were here on Christmas Day, you won't have seen before, or in my beta group on Tuesday night. We played this Christmas Day. It's undergone some significant changes since then, and we've also got brand new questions rather than recycled ones of mine, courtesy of Shadowmane and proof by Toot. The game is Apex, and I think it's going to be a winner. I do hope that you will stick around to play it, because that is going to be coming up after the break. Take this opportunity. I'll give you 4 or 5 minutes to go stretch your legs, get some drinks, get some snacks, and so on. And then the first feature-length new Persephone's Chair format in about 3 years, not including DEF CON, because that's now not feature-length anymore. First one for nearly 3 years. Very exciting. I do hope you'll stick around. Apex coming up after the break. Thank you again to JR for writing, to Stimson for proofing. Congratulations to Ralph on the bronze, Jogging on the silver, and Flyboy on the gold. I will see you for even more game night in just a few minutes' time.
Shoobity whoopity 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 whoop shawong whoop shawody 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 whoop shoobity whoopity 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 whoop shawong whoop shawody 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 whoop shawong whoop shawong shoobity whoopity 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 whoop now.
New stuff if you would like a penny bonus, 161. And when we return from this break, there will be new stuff aplenty in the shape of Apex, which I'm very excited to be sharing with you in its hopefully final form. Very grateful to Shadowmane, who's provided the questions, and Toot, who's proofed them. Do take this opportunity to go stretch your legs, get some drinks, get some more snacks, pop to the loo. And when we return, Persephone's Chair, all new format in the shape of Apex, coming right here this Thursday night at Game Night. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the third and final part of this evening's game night, where it is time for Apex. SZVC is the code you need. Universal controller and room code in the chat now. Universal controller link and room code in the chat now. Please do come and join the game. Questions have been written by Shadowmane. You need to join before the end of round 1, I think, if you want to appear on the visual. That might be something I will be changing moving forwards. It might not be. I will explain the rules as we go through each subsequent round. There's no major implications from round to round beyond that you need to know in round 1 that you'll need to know in round 3 later on, so I don't need to give you an overview. What I will say is that the goal is to reach the apex of the chain. So if we were to quit now, AB Me is the winner, because the apex is the top right-hand side of the screen. There were a few of you here for the Christmas Day stream when we piloted this in an earlier format. Since undergone some changes, I then beta tested it with some guys on Tuesday night in Ash's server, and it had a few more changes, principally in round 1 and a couple of graphical bits as well. So hopefully it makes for a nice, neat, concise, easy to pick up and play, relatively quick fire, self-contained format. Everything will be explained as we go. As ever with new games, and it's been a while since I've had to say this. Normally it's for reskins where the feedback is surface level or cosmetic, if you will. This is a completely new format, so if you have got feedback suggestions, I'm fairly happy with the rule set such as it is. I feel like it works. That we'll find out this will be a full lobby-sized playtest tonight, where we might find out a little bit more information about that. If you have got feedback about the format itself, the suggestions channel is where to put it in the Discord. We'll also add any feedback pertaining to the shape of the difficulty curve or the questions themselves shouldn't go into the format feedback, because sometimes a game can change depending on the style of the questions. And with it being a new game, I haven't necessarily nailed down the exact level of difficulty curve that I want, though I'm fairly sure I'm happy with where it is. So yes, the objective of the game is to reach the apex of the chain. We will play across 3 rounds. There are 25 questions in total in this game. The key change from the Christmas Day one, if you either played in that or you caught the VOD, is that there are no eliminations. You can play right up until the end, and until about question 22 of 25, you can technically still win. In the last few questions, the potential winners pool becomes smaller and smaller for reasons that will become clear in just a minute. I'm going to give you another minute and a half to come and join, and then we will begin the game. This soundtrack is Ignition, comes courtesy of Audio Network, as do the vast majority of the audio beds that we hear in game night product. Sounds really wanky. Game night formats. So do come and join. I particularly like the shader in the background, which is gradually becoming more and more circular over the course of the game. That will become a big blur, and all will be well. Love a new format. Solar SP on TVP. Samster Dadgamitu. Welcome all of you to the stream. Lovely to have you here. Again, apologies for the unexpected crash a little bit earlier on. Before I published the VOD to the YouTube channel, I will stitch it all together. And don't forget, you can go and check out Game Night On Demand. If you have missed any episodes of Game Night, you can go and catch up with them all the way back to Season 1, way back in 2020, over at the website PersephoneShare.com/on demand. And I think it's case sensitive, because the person who built the website's a fucking idiot. It was me. So do go check that out. Thank you, Matt Spray. Yeah, inspired by Defcon, where I was just going for vibe gaming. You know, get the vibe of the room. There's a certain vibe about this. But I am going to give my headphones, the sexy headphone lady, I'm going to give her a little bit more volume just to immerse myself in. They've been charging for the whole of Risky Business, so hopefully the battery will now sustain for the rest of the game. 30 seconds, and then our game will begin. I think there is any time entry. You can come and join the game and answer the questions at any point. I think you only get a strap up to the end of round 1, which is 5 questions. Thereafter, you can answer the questions, but you can't join in with the game. That might be changing, but it's something I need to plan very carefully because there are implications of changing the player size after the game has begun, particularly in round 3. I will say, for those of you who are curious about, I don't think you could develop new formats. Things have changed with the company I work for, and I am now allowed to develop new formats here at Game Night. I'm already working on the next new format with my friend and colleague Lewis T1. We've got a format idea that we've put together, which I'm hoping might, if I can pull my finger out, might air before the end of Season 21. More likely that's going to feature in Season 22. It might be a game that becomes a tournament game going into Season 22, just still at the very periphery of planning that at the moment. So that's the Lewis T1, yes, off of the 1% Club and eDice and Mastermind and Not Only Connect, him. So that is going to be coming soon now the new formats can happen. I've got some tooling stuff that I'm working on in the background. I'm working on a new application for the question writers and the proofing team, which is going to centralise the writing workflow. So that is a slight priority before I really get stuck into new format, because I know as soon as I start actually building a new format, I'm just going to be suckered into doing that in my spare time. So, yeah. Lots of very... Celebrity Mastermind, sorry, that as well. So yes, lots of things to look forward to in the future for Game Night. So if you're not following already, do give us a follow, and remember, do poodle on over to the Discord and come hang out with us if you like. I think that's long enough. Clive Legend, welcome to the stream. It is time to begin the game. That's a fun noise. Where does that noise come from? That's a face-off noise. There's a face-off noise in this, and there's hive noises in this as well. So keep an ear open for them. We've got 27 players in the game, which is a nice number to play this game with. Let's load into our first round and check out how to play. Round 1 is Ignition. This effectively is a placement round. Answer 5 increasingly difficult multiple choice questions. The harder the question, the more points you earn. Ties are broken on total response time. So there is a timed element, but the questions get harder over the course of these 5, and you get more points increase. So 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Whoever has got the most points in the fastest time at the end of the round will be at the apex of the chain. Simple as that. Get them right, be fast. Bear in mind the questions get harder, and the question will be displayed for you first, and then all of the options and the timer will start. All the options will be displayed and the time will start at the same time. Okay, so it's a slight reaction test, but you will get the options simultaneously. That was one of the improvements we made from the pilot. Let's take a look at our first question. Which of these options is a poisonous mushroom for 1 point? Newt futon, tadpole settee, toadstool, frog ottoman. Time. The correct answer was a toadstool. Everybody getting that one right. Let's reorder you according to time. And there we go. Everyone getting it right. So a nice sea of green. Fluffy, you are at the apex. That's what that glowing square represents up there in the top right-hand corner. That is the square you're all trying to get to. Toadstool is a poisonous mushroom. A lot of poisonous mushrooms in tonight. Let's go on to question number 2. Which of these is a famous Formula 1 racecourse for 2 points? Silverstone, Verdigreeston, Goldstone, Bronstone. The correct answer. Silverstone, not quite a sea of green that time. Silverstone Racecourse, which is where the British Grand Prix is held. Let's reorder you. And there we have it. Under 3 seconds for a fastest player, which looks to be Fluffy Bunny with 3 correct answers. You still got the apex as we move to question number 3. What is the fewest number of coins you would need to make $1 American? 4, 2, 6, or 8? I'm just going to check this. Thank you for corroborating, Lewis, because I'm just looking at this because I thought we might have an error in the data, but we probably should have qualified in general circulation. And I'm going to let Lewis explain why, because the correct answer is 4. 4 quarters would make $1. Yeah, we possibly could have, slightly controversial question. We maybe should have tightened that because 50 cents do exist, but they're no longer in general circulation. So apologies, that wasn't a slightly tighter question. But they haven't been in circulation for a long time. I'm not American, I don't know, I didn't proof this pack, so please don't get too cross about it. These things happen occasionally. Let's just be cool about it. We could have had a slightly tighter question, perhaps, but the answer is 4. 4 quarters would make up $1. Let's reorder you. General circulation would be 4. So those are the scores. BC, you are at the apex with 6 points. Let's move on to our next question. This is going to be worth 4 points. Cards in Pyramid Solitaire can only be removed if their values add up to which number? 11, 13, 15, or 17? So you've got the pressure of the clock, but you've also got to get it right. And with them getting harder, you might want to spend some time thinking. The correct answer is 13. 18 of you were right, 9 of you were incorrect. 13. There are 13 ranks within every suit. Jack is counted 11, Queen is 12, and King can immediately be removed. But yes, their values must add up to 13. BC losing the apex, and Matt the Sprat taking it. 5.92 seconds and 10 points. All 4 questions correct so far. One more question in this ignition round, which is going to set the order of the chain going into round 2. Let's take a look at question number 5. Which of these car brands features a lion on their company logo? Cupra, Audi, Saab, Peugeot. The correct answer, Peugeot, the drive of your life, as the expression goes. 23 getting that one right, 4 getting it wrong. Let's reorder you. And at the end of the round, we can see there were 5 players who had a perfect round, getting all 5 questions correct with 15 points. The fastest of whom was Matt the Sprat in 9.19 seconds. Second looks to be Stimpson's Angle, and third was Cola. All of them in under 12 seconds and getting all 5 questions correct. And that is the end of round 1. So at the end of round 1, Matt the Sprat, you are at the apex. 15 questions correct in 15 points rather in 9.19 seconds. Very well done to you. However, those points and those timings have just set the shape of the chain, and you don't need to worry about them anymore. They count for naught other than getting you to this position. Matt's at the top, Stimpson in second, Cola, then Fluffy, Lupine, Ape, Clive, JR, Woollyback, TVP, Topper, Samster, Pyro, Jogging, Kamikaze, Con, Radalac, Oni, Vertigo, Fetch, Shapes, A Run, AB Me, Flyboy, Stuttgart, BC, Dad, Gumita, and Brisbane. That is the order of the chain, but all of that is about to change as we go to round 2. Round 2 is elevation. Answer correctly to rise up the chain. Answer incorrectly to fall down the chain. Points and time are no longer a factor, so take your time answering the questions. There are no bonuses for being the first to answer. Positions will remain relative, by which I mean correct answers will rise above incorrect answers, but the order that you are currently in remains relative. If you've played Topper's Game Elimination, you might be familiar with this mechanic because it's basically the same thing. There are 10 questions in this round, and we are going to reorder the chain throughout. So Matt, whilst you have the apex at the moment, you could lose it in a heartbeat. Likewise, Brisbane at the bottom of the chain, you could very quickly find your way up at the top. 10 questions to scrummage your way through and reorder this chain. And Toot, welcome to the stream. I know you've been here a while, but best of luck to you all. You've still got 12 seconds per question. I think it's 12 seconds. Let's take a look at the first. Politician Keir Starmer was given the name Keir in tribute to a leader of which political party? SNP, Plaid Cymru, Labour, Conservative. Time. Should also have added abstentions are treated as wrong, if that should go without saying. Correct answer. Labour, the party which he is the leader of, named for an earlier Labour leader also called Keir. If you're green and you are right, you're going to rise up. If you're red, you're going to fall down. Matt, you're still at the apex. Let's go to question 2. Which of these awards ceremonies happens earliest in the year? Tony Awards, Grammy Awards, the Oscars, the Emmy Awards. Take your time, have a think. No reward for being faster. Time. The correct answer is the Grammys. I have a feeling something similar came up recently at game night. Grammys 2026 is the 1st of February. The Oscars are in March. The Tonys, I think, are in the spring. The Emmys, I think they're in September. Yes, 15th of September. So Grammys was the correct answer. If you're right, you're going to rise up the chain. If not, you're going to fall down it. Matt, you've lost the apex, and Stimpson's angle takes the position. Let's see how long he can hold it for as we go to question number 3. In the board game Risk, which continent has the most pieces of territory? North America, Africa, Asia, Europe. The correct answer is Asia. Let's take a look. Yes, Asia has 7. Europe has 5. Africa has 3. North America has 2. 19 were correct there. 18 incorrect. Let's reorder the chain. Some players slowly moving up. A couple taking an almighty tumble. Stimpson's angle, you are still at the apex as we go to question number 4. Falcon's Fury, the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster, opened on New Year's Eve 2025 in which country? UAE, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Qatar. Or Qatar, I think it's supposed to be said. Time, the correct answer. Saudi Arabia, 12 players getting it right, 15 getting it wrong. Let's reorder the chain. Stimpson's angle. You are still at the apex as we move to the midpoint and question number 5. The rebooted 2026 series of Mock the Week is hosted by which comedian? Daisy May Cooper, Dara O'Brien, Angela Scanlon, Lee Mack. Time. Correct answer. Dara O'Brien. Notice the difficulty curve in this round, with 19 getting that one right, only 8 getting it wrong. It's a little bit randomized, which means if you get a question that is broadly easy or wrong and you're near the top, that could be more damaging than getting one right or getting one wrong that lots of people got wrong. Dara O'Brien is the answer, the original host and the host of the reboot. Let's reorder the chain. So I've reached a point in my life where I'm old enough to remember shows in their original form that are now being rebooted. I think Mock the Week might be the first one of those, and it makes me feel very, very old. Stimpson's angle, you are still at the apex. Let's move to question number 6. Take a look at this. Apex Legends can be classified as belonging to which video game genre? Turn-based RPG, collectible card game, point-and-click adventure, battle royale. correct answer. It's a battle royale game. Can't say I've ever played any. I've played Fall Guys. That's sort of battle royale, I suppose. Let's reorder the chain. Very damaging for Woolly back in a run there, moving down to the bottom. Still 4 questions to change that around. Simpson, you are still at the apex as we go to question number 7. A piece of equipment called a caiman is used to play which sport? Picky Gin, Tech Ball, CPAC Tac Draw, or Shinty? Correct answer. It's Shinty. 12 players getting that one right, 15 getting it wrong, and Stimpson is going to be losing the apex for the first time in a while. Let's reorder the chain. There we have it. Not too calamitous, as it wasn't a particularly well answered question, but Stimpson's angling you down to that second row. Samster, you are at the apex with 3 questions left in the round. Let's go to question number 8. The Tuskegee Airmen were famous soldiers from which war? Vietnam War, 7-Day War, Second World War, Gulf War. Time. Correct answer. Second World War. They're pilots from the Second World War. 12 getting it right, 15 getting it wrong. Let's reorder the chain. Sam, you're still at the apex. 2 questions left in the round. Question number 9. Take a look at this. Apophis is a demon of chaos and evil in which mythology? Polynesian, Egyptian, Roman, Celtic. The correct answer is Egyptian. Just 13 getting it right, 14 getting it wrong, so pretty much splitting the room. Let's reorder the chain. Sam, you're still at the apex. 1 question left in the round. See what you make of this. The Islands of Unwisdom by Robert Graves is based on Alvaro de Mendaña de Neira's search for which islands? The Islands of Unwisdom by Robert Graves is based on Alvaro de Mendaña de Neira's search for which islands? Cook Islands, Marshall Islands, Solomon Islands, and Cayman Islands. The correct answer is the Solomon Islands, and just 7 getting that last question right. Samster was not amongst them, so you are going to lose the apex. Let's reorder the chain. That's a big swing for Woolly back from right at the end to right near the top, and that is the end of round 2. So at the end of the round, Flyboy, you are at the apex. Jogging, you're in second. Lupine, you're in third. There are now gold, silver, and bronze. I've retroactively added the silver and bronze from the pilot episode, even though it didn't quite work out because there were eliminations, but they are now things. There is gold, silver, and bronze available. From Lupine down, we go Clive, Kamikaze, Vertigo, Woollyback, Samster, Oni, Stimpson, Dadgamuti, Stilgar, BC, Shapes, Orun, JR, AB Me, Pyro, Matt, Kohler, Conradlac, Fluffy, Topper, TVP, Feps, Ape, and Brisbane. So, that's the state of the chain. We've got 10 questions and 1 round left. Round 3 is Ascension. Answer correctly to rise up your division. Answer incorrectly to fall down your division. Similar to before, smaller group sizes. The top and bottom 2 of each division will be promoted and relegated respectively after each question. The player at the apex at the end of the game is the winner. So all the way through you have been chasing that spot currently occupied by Flyboy. It is a game of great swings. Let's add our divisions. and those divisions will persist throughout the entire round. We have got 4 divisions with the current player count: the greens, the yellows, the oranges, and the reds. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 6. 7, 7, 7, and 6 are the division counts. So they will not change. Top 2 and bottom 2 at the end of every question will be promoted and relegated. You rise and fall within your division, and then promotions, relegations happen. So a lot of this round is going to be dependent on how the rest of your division does, because you can get promoted but be in the bottom slot of a division. If everyone else in your division then gets it right, you're going to go right back down. So let's see what you make of it, and let's see who can climb to the apex. Question number 1. Alienware is a subsidiary of which electronics manufacturer? Asus, Lenovo, Dell, HP. I need a soundboard button that says division, clear the lobby at the end of round 2 for this game. Correct answer is Dell. I don't think I've ever owned an Alienware thing, but my work laptop is Razer, not Alienware. But I hear they're very, very good. Let's reorder the divisions. Flyboy losing the apex, and the glowing tiles. If you're glowing red, you're going down. If you're glowing green, you're going up. Happy story, all the ones going down were wrong, all the ones going up were correct. Let's promote and relegate. New divisions in place. Jogging, you have the apex. Let's go to question number 2. The T-Rex was an alleged 9-patty secret burger available at which fast food chain? Five Guys, Jack in the Box, White Castle, Wendy's. Correct answer. Wendy's. Not very many players getting it right, but a couple in the bottom division, Cola and Topper, who are going to rise and get a promotion out of it. Likewise, Matt and BC in the 3rd division. Only Sam in the top division, and nobody in Division 2 getting that one right. Let's reorder the divisions. And there we see the natural conclusion of this game. We've got 2 players who got it wrong in the shape of Vertigo and Woollyback getting a promotion, because that was the relative position they were in. Let's do those promotions now. Samsty, you're back at the apex. You've been there before. Let's see if you can keep it as we go to question number 3. In which field of these fields would you be most likely to use Lagrange points? Economics, politics, astronomy, physiotherapy. I think that question may have Lagrange. Sorry, Lewis. I think that question may have suffered from an editing thing. It's probably in which of these fields. It was probably phrased slightly differently, and we've lost a word. That often happens in editing. Correct answer. It's astronomy. Lagrange points are 5 special positions in space where the gravitational forces of 2 large bodies like the Earth and the Sun balance the centrifugal force felt by a smaller body like a satellite, acting as parking spots that allow spacecraft to remain in a fixed position relative to the bodies with minimal fuel. Astronomy is what we wanted. Green and you're going to rise, red and you're going to fall. And we've got a satisfying promo relegation. All the promos are green and we're right. All the relegations were red, are red, and we're wrong. Let's do them now. Remember, you're trying to get into that green league to try and claim that apex spot. It can happen, but it's going to depend largely on your fellow division players as well as your own acumen and skill. Jogging, you're at the apex. Let's go to question number 4. Which of these is not a character in Waiting for Godot? Lucky, Vladimir, Pozzo, Clov. The correct answer. It's Clov. Clov's the main character in Samuel Beckett's one-act play Endgame. Lucky, Vladimir, and Pozzo all feature in Waiting for Godot. Let's reorder the leagues. Or the divisions. And again, we've got a happy conclusion. All going up are right, all going down were wrong. Sam, so you're at the apex again. Let's go to question number 5. Henry Bacon designed which Washington, D.C. landmark? U.S. Capitol, Library of Congress, Lincoln Memorial, Washington Monument. The correct answer. It's the Lincoln Memorial. 13 players getting that right, 14 getting it wrong. Only one in the top division getting that one right. Let's reorder the leagues. I've got it debugs all the promotions for me, which is really nice. Promotions there going for Oni, Woollyback, Stilgar, Matt, Cola, and Fluffy. Relegations for Dad, Flyboy, Arun, Conradlak, Topper, and BC. I don't feel I need to read them out every time, but it's good that I have that information. Let's do them. Kamikaze, new player in the top slot. You have the apex, and we're halfway through the final round. Let's go on to question number 6. What is the profession of a rakugoka? What is the profession of a rakugoka? Chef, salaryman, storyteller, weaver. The correct answer. Storyteller. I should have looked that up. I haven't got any notes in this pack. A rakugo, professional Japanese storyteller who performs rakugo, the traditional form of comic monologue. It's been practiced for over 400 years. Basically a very early stand-up comedian by the sounds of it. 10 players getting that right. Let's reorder the reorder the leagues. And let's do, in our bottom league, we've got 2 players who got it wrong who are going up, but that's the way it goes. Let's reorder you. Kamikaze, you're still at the apex. Let's go to our next question. The Milano is piloted by which of these sci-fi characters? Peter Quill, Robert April, Paul Atreides, Din Djarin. Correct answer. Peter Quill from the Guardians of the Galaxy. Din Djarin is the Mandalorian from Mandalorian. The other 2 I'm not as familiar with, but I'm assuming they are comic book sci-fi tangential. 10 players getting that one right. Let's reorder the leagues. Promos for Dad, Stimpson, Vertigo, Stilgar, Ape, and Shapes. Relegation for AP, Me, Woollyback, Arun, Matt, Topper, and BC. Dune. Thank you, Stilgar. Let's do them now. I'd like to get away from that bottom arrow, please. I'm sure you would. Kamikaze, you're at the apex with 3 questions to go. Let's see how you fare with question number 8. Take a look at this. Which element is most prevalent in nitroglycerin? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Correct answer is oxygen. I'm going to look up nitroglycerin, which is it's one of those hydrocarbony things. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 parts oxygen to 3 parts nitrogen with clever bonds and shit. Only 5 players getting that one right. Kamikaze, Woollyback, Matt the Sprat, Ardenfett, and TVP. Let's reorder the divisions. Not much reordering going on there. Let's do our promotions and our relegations. And with 2 questions to go. Orange League and Red League, you can no longer win. Yellow League, you have this opportunity to get out of the Yellow League and into the Green League if you want a chance at a medal. Kamikaze, you are still at the apex for now. Let's go to question 9. Amblyopia is commonly known as which of these? Amblyopia is commonly known as which of these? Pins and needles, headache, lazy eye, vertigo. The correct answer is lazy eye. I think I heard this on a podcast the other day, or some YouTube video. Amblyopia, yes, it's the scientific name for lazy eye. 19 getting it right, 18 getting it wrong. Kamikaze at the apex, losing position on question 9. That is devastating to see. Let's reorder the leagues. And again, we've got the reverse situation here, where a player who got it right is getting relegated just because of the relative order. Let's do the promos and relegations. And Kamikaze, you've gone from being at the apex on question 9 to being unable to medal on question 10. It is now all down to the Green League. Cola, Dad, AVMe, Woollyback, Clive, Flyboy, and at the apex, Samster. One of you will be our apex champion. Another 2 of you will medal but not be the apex champion. 4 of you will leave with nothing. Players in the lower divisions, you're answering still for pennies. I think it's 100 pennies per question in this game, so still worth answering for. And of course, try and finish as high as you can. Yeah, the soft eliminations is how I'm describing them. Good luck. Here is question number 10. Princess Ragnhild Coast is located on which of these continents? Antarctica, Australia, Europe, North America. Princess Ragnhild Coast is located on which of these continents? The correct answer is Antarctica. 19 players were correct, 8 were incorrect. Amongst the incorrect was Sam, who held the apex, and I'm afraid you're going to lose position on the final question. We do the ceremonial promotions and relegations at the end all the same, which means Thetz finishes top of the Red League. Who's that? Stilgar finishes top of the Orange League. Sam finishes top of the Yellow League. And in our Green League, only in 7th. Kamikaze, who could have been a winner for a bit there, finishes in 6th. Cola in 5th. Dad in 4th, just going out on the bubble. Bronze medal goes to ABMe. Silver to Woollyback. I've got to clear the divisions and set the league back to what it should be. Bronze to ABMe. Silver to Woollyback. But your Apex champion tonight, finishing at the Apex, is Flyboy. And there you are. And that's Apex. Yeah, Princess Ragnhild Coast is in Antarctica. So today I learned. Thank you very much to Shadowmane for those questions, and to Toot for proving. Oh, they've gone. Yes, they have indeed. I think it's 100 pennies a question. It might be 50 pennies per question. Does it tell you? Does it tell you on your devices? Yeah, so it's a really interesting format because a streak doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win, and I love the chaos of the game. And yeah, really nice question, Shadowmane. Thank you very much. And apologies out to Prunix. Shadowmane submitted 30 questions because originally it was 30 questions, but I think it was Topper's suggestion to have that opening round curtailed because it's a setting round, it's a positional round, and so if you do 10 questions and then it undermines it on the first question of the next one. I also wanted to get rid of the timer element from the pilot because I didn't feel there was a lot of not backlash, but a lot of mixed feelings about that, and I do appreciate that. I hope you like it. If you've got some strong thoughts, do pop over to the Discord. Let me know. I think that worked quite well. We're playing this again a week on Saturday, I think. 28th of February, Saturday week, with a pack from Clive of Legend. So Clive, now you've seen the format in what is hopefully its final form minus tweaks. Hopefully you have a bit of an idea of if that affects your question contribution at all. Yes, DEF CON and Apex are somewhat compatible and interchangeable. So, look forward to reading your feedback and suggestions if there is any. You're also welcome to say positive things in the discussion channel if there's anything that you like. I'm always encouraged by positive feedback. This is not me begging for you to say nice things, but it's just always nice to hear encouraging things as well. It just encourages me to keep doing stuff. So do let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to go do the Thunderball draw in just a moment, so do stick around for that. Last chance to win some pennies this Thursday evening. I hope you've had fun. Congratulations to Flyboy, our Apex champion. Thank you again to Shadowme for providing the questions and to Toot for proofing them. I will see you for the Thunderball in just a moment. It's Thursday night. We are live from the Game Night Control Center, and it is time for the midweek Thunderball draw. KKQN is the code you need. Universe Controller and room code now in the chat. KKQN, come and join us. Just before I lock this lobby, I'm going to reward some lotteries to Fluffy and Oni. Fluffy Bunes and Oni91_573. Veal success to you both. Oni getting... Fluffy getting 460. Only getting 5,912. That'll do. Won't that just do nicely, Oni? Congratulations on your windfall. Stilgar, it's not going to pay out twice, but you've claimed a lottery, so Veal success to you. 1733, okay, that's good. Oh, Sam's there now as well. Samster, Veal success to you. 1434, not bad. Oh, for goodness sake. There's more people coming in. Topper. Anyone else? So I can cue you all in together. No? Right, Topper, Veal success. 953.
What a shame.
What a shame. Right, come and join the lobby if you would like to play the lottery. 28 of you in so far. I'm going to come in and play some Thunderball myself, I think. Love a bit of Thunderball. It's very empty on the left-hand side. Let's come and fill up some of those seats, I think. What's the code? KKQN. Let's join in. Lucky dip for all tonight. There we go. That'll do. Poggers. Right. 29. Let's see if we get to 30. And then I'll give you once more round the loop. There is a poll. What will the Thunderball be? 1 to 7 or 8 to 14? If you want to flutter some more of those micro pennies.